Welcome here to Atlanta, Georgia. Marcus Burnett joined courtside by Spencer Pulliam as we get ready to bring you All-American game action here from the CP3 National Middle School Combine. Ready to tip this one off. It'll be Team Blue versus Team White. We'll do our best to get you acclimated with all of the players there on court as this one goes on. It's been a great atmosphere here so far. We just wrapped up the dunk contest here on site, so just a great energy. Really serves as a nice segue for what will be the national camp for rising ninth graders in Winston-Salem next week. It appears we're about a second from tip-off. I think a good litmus test for any camp in terms of the energy, Spencer, is your crowd during those last few games.
Sure.
If you've got a packed house, standing room only like we have here, it's going to safe assumption that you had a pretty good camp overall.
Yeah, we're going to see what these guys have left in the tank after a long weekend. They put a lot of games. They put a lot of effort into the skill sessions, and this is kind of their reward for putting a great weekend of basketball together.
Going to have our first foul. It'll be camp rules, so anytime a foul occurs there, I believe outside of the last 2 minutes, is going to automatically be counted up to points.
If you get to the rim here, you're going to fill up your stat sheet pretty quick.
So it's the white team that scores first. They've got a 2-0 advantage. Baby jumper, that's going to be no good. Team White with the rebound. They'll pass it ahead off to the races. That's going to be an easy lay-in there for number 119, Spencer.
Yeah, that's Jordan Tolles. Jordan's a kid out of Maryland. Played on the circuit with Team Mello this year. Really explosive athlete, kind of a combo guard. He's a name we're going to be talking a lot about in the next few years out of the DMV area, the 2020 class.
That DMV area always has a ton of talent at various levels. And somebody like yourself that sees a lot of basketball across the country, it has to be fun to see, the different regions, their brand of basketball, and these players rise at the different levels.
It is. When we talk specifically about the DMV area, there's several guys on the court right now representing that region. And, typically I think when you talk to the college coaching community about the DMV area, they think point guards. What a legacy you have in the WCAC and the great competitive basketball up there. But this group actually has a little bit of size and guys that are playing off the ball. Jordan right now is more of a combo guard, and based on his height, he may ultimately have to transition over to the point. But Shea Evans has had a great camp here. He's made the top 20 game, number 49 in blue, and they're going up for the jumper is Terrence Williams. And Terrence is a kid, again, in the 2020 class out of Maryland that represents that DMV area.
You mentioned point guards, the DMV being known for that, for that specialty per se. But a lot of times you're seeing this transition to where it's less about your formal position and more positionless basketball, what you can do out there on the floor. And this camp has had some guys to where you might not be able to identify exactly what they'll play, but they'll be good ball players.
Yeah, absolutely. I think anytime you talk about young players, you look for certain traits out there, size, athleticism, and then, like you said, a skill set that translates to the next level. And we've been really impressed with this group. They're still learning to play team basketball. They're still learning to play without the basketball. But overall, they have great instincts, great feel, and there's a lot of talented kids out here that, as you said, they know how to play basketball, and we'll see them play it at several different levels.
Going to be a traveling violation called there, so it will go over to Team White. 6-4 ball game here early on. That one swatted out of there, but persistence paying off on the offensive glass. That was premature. Didn't get that initial follow-up attempt, but he's fouled on that last try, and of course the 2 points will count automatically, so it's 8-4.
That's what Terrence Williams does. He's a double-double machine at this level, and he's a guy that has really expanded his jump shot. He's great in a pick-and-pop situation, and he's a great rebounder on both ends, too. He's had a pretty steady spring and summer on the circuit, and this is a good close for him to the season.
Mid-range jumpers, no good. Fighting for the long rebound. Looks like it'll be last touch by White, go over to Team Blue.
Yeah, number 150 in White's really intrigued me. Gregory Brown, he kind of came out of nowhere. You can see he's a long, rangy, 6'5", 6'6" forward. He's out of Austin, Texas, and again, complete unknown coming into this weekend. Really made a name for himself, and it just goes to prove that You know, these rosters certainly aren't pre-selected. We're looking for talent and want to get out here and see new faces and give guys opportunities to do right by themselves and give themselves a chance to be seen.
You know, in that aspect, it's the best of both worlds because you can get some of your headliners coming in, but you also get guys that just take advantage of the stage, less focus on the name and more focus on showing their game out there on the court.
Absolutely, Greg Brown definitely did that, and he's, again, Austin, Texas native. He played on the circuit with UTB, or UBT, excuse me, which is Ultimate Basketball Training. So I know not many people have heard of that or seen this young man before, but he's certainly talented. And see there some of the athleticism we talk about with Toles as he goes up for that dunk.
Made it look too easy, and that's a dunk after plenty of miles being put on the legs over the course of this weekend. The camp games, you know, you're watching the All-Star segments and the All-American game aspect of it, but these camp games are very competitive. So for players to still have that sort of energy here in this last game says a lot about their condition. That one's off the mark there for Williams.
Shea Evans might be the most dominant player here this weekend with the ball in his hands there, number 49 in blue. Again, another Team Mello member representing that DMV region. And you got to remember, these guys still have another year of middle school. So we have no idea, for the most part, where these guys are going to end up in high school. But I would imagine somebody in that Baltimore area is going to be picking up a heck of a talent about this time next year in Shea Evans. 6'5" guard, you know, can play in a secondary ball handling role as well, and great going to the rim, and had his jumper working this weekend too, so he showed off quite a bit of different skills.
Now, Spencer, you see a ton of basketball at this level there. There has to be a fine line between evaluations that might be a little premature given how young these guys are, and then making sure you can still assess talent. Talk about that balance and how you're able to find it with all of the basketball you see.
Sure, I think, you know, with the middle school guys in particular, when we talk about 6th, 7th, 8th graders, even rising freshmen, if you're making a proper evaluation, you're making an evaluation for the future at this stage. You know, we don't watch 7th and 8th grade basketball to figure out who the best 7th and 8th graders are. We watch to figure out who the best high school seniors are going to be 4 and 5 years from now. So with that said, there's all kinds of different traits you look for, the athleticism, you know, the quick twitch muscles, speed and quickness, north to south guys, and then again, just their general skill set and how much they do right now that's going to translate to the next level. So we're looking for a lot of growth, but you know, certainly when we're evaluating or putting together rankings, we're tending to lean on the side of potential right now, with production kind of coming more in front as they age and get older. The guys like the Steph Currys, who guys that slip under the 6 years in, and it helps us a bit better when we're making what level can he ultimately play at, and what type of talking about.
Yeah. Plenty of talent here on the floor. It's a 10-18 game here. Just over 12 minutes left to play here in the first half.
Young man with the ball right now, Jaden Springer, one of the youngest kids at camp in the 2020 class. Really could be in the 2021 and still be the right age. He'll graduate high school right now, 17 years old, out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Just tremendous talent, and he's a guy we're anticipating being in that 6'6", 6'7" range as a point forward type.
Silky smooth jump shot right there.
Yeah, Trey Hall special. Long Island product, played on the circuit with Long Island Lightning. He's out of Gladsbury, Connecticut. And again, you know, you talk about upside, that guy hasn't even started to scratch the surface yet. He's an impressive kid.
If you take a look at this instant replay, you can see him size his man up, loses the handle for a second, but he's right where he wants to be. Turn around, fall away, nothing but net. (12 to 18). We've got a timeout. Looks like both teams. The white team made a couple substitutions. And on the far court, there's another There's a younger class All-American game taking place, correct, Spencer?
That's right. That's the 2021 guys. Those are just rising 7th graders on that far court. And, you know, a lot of heads popping up. Trey Patterson's a guy to remember in the 2021 class. Saw him here this weekend, 6'5" forward with Team Izod. He's a New Jersey guy. Jonathan Lawson's on that far court, 6'3" guard. Of course, he's the youngest of the Lawson brothers. Dietrich and KJ will be at Memphis this year, and Chandler going into his freshman year at Memphis East High School. And Jonathan will follow right in their footsteps. Again, you know, we're talking about a guy going into 7th grade, a guard that's already 6'3". So that 2021 class certainly had some guys that stood out this weekend, and it was a great first look at those young men.
Talk about the Lawsons' great pedigree. I think you got to be at least 6'2" just to even sit at the breakfast table there.
Absolutely.
Coming the other way, it's a layup drill scored. That's number 80.
Number 80, Jeremy Roach. Jeremy played with Team Mello. Again, we talk about the DMV guys. Jeremy led Team Mello to the 7th grade AAU National Championship game. Came up just short against George Hill, but he's probably done more for himself this spring and summer than any point guard in the class. He's really jumped onto a lot of people's radars. He's put himself into a good position going into high school. He'll definitely be a known commodity in the scouting and recruiting scenes locally and ultimately probably regionally and even nationally in the 2020 class.
Another related topic to that DMV area, you mentioned some of the talented districts and conferences there. One of them, I believe the WCAC, they have a shot clock there. What are your thoughts on the shot clock in terms of it really helping players be a little bit more advanced at an earlier age? Obviously not at this middle school level, but just looking at the 4 to 5 year landscape that you look at as an evaluator. What are your thoughts on the shot clock?
You know, I think detractors of the shot clock at the high school level would argue that the average high school possession doesn't last 35 seconds or 30 seconds or even 24 seconds. But the reality is we're also stunning the growth of kids becoming used to playing with that. You know, I do think it's important. We need to go ahead and make the investment in the game to initiate the shot clock at the high school level because it's going to make guys more familiar with how to play system basketball, you know, possession by possession. I'd like to see it happen. I think that 24 is probably a little short, but just take the college rule. You know, I think we're either going to do 30 or 35 seconds at the high school level, and hopefully that comes sooner than later. I think it's definitely necessary.
I totally agree. And from a spectator standpoint, selfishly, I just like it how at the end of the game, those last few minutes, no team can really truly take the air out of the ball when that shot clock is in there.
Sure, because at the end of the day, that's really more of an unintended consequence, right, as opposed to a strategy. I mean, we see these videos online of kids literally handing the ball back and forth to each other in the last 10 or 15 seconds or even last minute of the game, hoping to stall. And I don't think that's what the creators of the game had in mind.
Yeah. Another fast break layup, won by number 126. It's Christopher Mayfield. Makes it 26-12. Team White has really gotten off on the good foot here in this one.
About time Blue's going to have to step up and take a little pride here in this. You got a lot of substitutes coming in right now, though, and some guys with some serious talent. Hopefully we can talk more about them here in the next few minutes.
I'd like to see in this setting who's going to try to be the hero and do everything himself, and who's going to make the basketball plays, kind of get others involved, since there's a ton of talent on both teams.
Absolutely, and again, you know, guys need to learn how to play with other talent. You know, you get to the high school level, obviously a little bit more talent. In the college level, where a lot of these guys are aspiring to, everybody can play. So you definitely have to learn how to play with your teammates.
I'd say that's a sentiment from the man himself on down here at this Chris Paul camp. You see him do that on a regular basis there at the highest level. So nice to be able to see players emulate that here in this camp.
Yeah, sure. Interested to see, too, kind of the experience in South Africa right now with the NBA Cares program and the first ever NBA Africa game. You know, Chris was a part of that, which is why he's not here this week. But it was neat to see, you know, all those guys get back. And they had some kids just a little bit older than these guys that were able to participate in that event here this past week.
That pass a little bit too far ahead for the long legs of number 162, Trey Hall. So it'll go over to Team White as we have 5 more substitutes check in for the blue team, the original starters, I believe.
kind of picking the brain of a lot of guys in New England right now. They're really excited about Trey Hall. You know, again, I think everybody kind of realizes his upside, and he's a guy that's definitely going to be monitored really nationally in this 2020 class, see how he develops and continues to improve.
14-point game, that one's knocked away. That three-pointer off the mark.
Guys just don't have quite enough legs left this afternoon. It's starting to seem like.
Foul there on the play, so an automatic deuce.
Yeah, credit that basket to Cameron Byers. Again, another Maryland product. Finished his summer with Team Mello as well. So you can see the talent in that area in this 2020 class.
Hesitating for a second, then getting the step, unable to knock down the layup though. And just that quickly, a fast break the other way, left that one just short. You can see the legs continuing to take a toll here on some of these plays, but more than enough to finish that one.
Smith, number 112, with that layup there.
We're approaching the 5-minute mark here in the first half. Nice shot there by number 150. That's Gregory Brown. Nice footwork there. Didn't take him long to get that shot up. Makes it 31-14. 4 minutes, 49 seconds and counting. Fall-away jumper, no good. Rebound, another one for Terrence Williams. Talked about his rebounding ability.
Absolutely, and he is a transition, coast-to-coast threat right now. And we'll see how his game continues to expand outward. He's really been working on his perimeter skills over the last year.
Offensive rebound, layup good to go for Dewan Odom.
Again, Conyers, Georgia native. He played with Atlanta Celtics this year. He's a guy that a lot of people in this area are excited about, and your dunk contest co-champion this year.
Thing about it is, we cover a lot of events. That dunk contest with these young guys was a little more stimulating than some of the high school dunk contests we've done over the years. So it says a lot about the athleticism here in this camp.
And again, especially when you're considering they've been through a full weekend too.
Yeah,
it's pretty impressive. These guys, just world-class athletes, left really nothing on the court this week. I mean, it was really impressive to see them close out the dunk contest that way. No shortage of high flyers in that 2020 class.
Yeah. Weight room move on the inside. That's number 175, Cameron Byers. Fella you mentioned a couple minutes ago.
Right. Missed shot there by Rashad McDaniels, 145 in blue. He's out of the St. Louis area and plays with Ben McLemore's team, BMAC Bounce.
That St. Louis area, you look at McLemore, one of the more notorious players to come out of that area, and Jason Tatum definitely putting the Show Me State on his back with this play.
That's right. Cartier Gordon next up in line, USA basketball guy for the U16 team this year, and just missed the final cut. So St. Louis definitely continues the pipeline of talent out of that area.
Williams, nice bounce pass ahead, easy layup on the other end for number 112.
112 is Jamari Smith once again.
Approaching the 2-minute mark. Knifing through the defense, that's an easy lay.
Shea Evans loves going to his left, and again, big weekend out here. Had a highlight yesterday in the game session where he caught alley-oop, and that went viral on YouTube this morning, so he's spent the most of his weekend as well.
Like a timeout. Timeout on both sides. 20-37 is your score, 17-point advantage. 14 white, 2 minutes, 6 seconds as we resume play. Too strong on the layup. Team Blue with the rebound. Evans, nice little pass inside.
Good drop off
there. Take advantage of all that attention he's drawing with the way he can score it. Nice little pass out of his pocket. Jeremy Roach with another bucket. Pushes the lead back to 17.
Really going right to Byers right now, trying to get back in this game.
We looked at it as a dynamic we pay attention to over the next couple minutes. With Team Blue try to, play one-on-one ball to get it done, but over the past few plays, we really see them play good team basketball, working it into the big fella. Something that we know in all-star games, man, a lot of times getting the ball into the post, that's the last thing that either team is thinking about unless you're one of those post players.
Yeah, big guys don't like camps, and the guards wonder why, right?
Yeah.
Your big guys are on the floor, he posts hard, you can't look him off. You got to give him a touch.
Team Blue getting back there to stop any points being gotten off of that fast break. Evans makes it a 15-point game. We're under 30 seconds here in the first half. Looks like Team White might hold for the last shot here. Appears to be the intention. 6 seconds to work with. Hanging in the air. Shot's no good. Evans with the rebound. And that will send us to halftime. Appreciate you joining us here at the CP3 National Middle School Combine. We'll be back after this short commercial break. seconds away from getting the second half going here at the CP3 National Middle School Combine. Marcus Burnett joined by Spencer Pulliam here courtside as we're just moments away from getting this second half going. It's a 15-point advantage for Team White. They started off to a rolling start, but given the fact that this lead hasn't extended into the 20s, looks like Team Blue has the pride kicking in, Spencer.
I hope so. You know, these guys have a great weekend. Hopefully they can close out strong and make it a game here in the second half. Definitely no shortage of talent jerseys.
Festive atmosphere here on court 4 at Sewanee Sports Academy. Terrence Williams getting the ball, giving it right back. Maybe a little too much mustard there on that one. It goes back over to Team Blue.
Coaches here have been stressing that pass and cut rule, you know, trying to get as many passes in, as many ball reversals per possession as they can. And that's the hard thing with these young guys. They get overexcited sometimes, and as we talked about, still learning how to play without the ball. Just want to make sure they're sharing the ball and getting everybody's shots out there.
15-point game. Here's a three-point attempt. No good. Long rebound brought down by Team White. Blue steals it right back. The challenge.
Boy, big collision there.
Yeah.
Rashad McDaniels credited with the basket. Again, we talked about him earlier. St. Louis native, playing with Ben Mecklemore's B-Mac bounce team right now for Jeff Branson and company. And they were a Final Four team last year, came up short at 7th grade nationals. This year, I know that group will be trying to get back on track for their final year on the YouTube circuit coming up as a 8th grade team this coming spring.
Like his energy to start this second half. He was pressing the guy with the ball before they had even inbounded it, and trying to see if his energy is infectious here for this Team Blue in the second half. Yeah,
he's actually typically a pedal to the floor type of guy, and definitely likes to play up tempo. So that's a great insight there and great evaluation of his play.
Too easy is that layup for Gregory Brown. Team Blue, they were right there within 13. Giving up layup drill buckets will not help the cause. That three will though, and it's good to go. Number 162, that's Trey Hall again. Team White turnover could put them in a position to cut it down to a 10-point deficit, possibly even a single digits with a three ball. Here's Evans. Two long strides. That'll be 2 points off the foul.
Defenders have struggled all weekend with that first step he's got. He's really good at throwing the defender off balance and then reading them and getting by them.
And in just 2 strides, he's already on top of the rim, so hard to keep a guy with that wingspan from getting to that third level.
Absolutely.
Ten-point game. Tough fall away shot, looked like it was partially deflected. And the last touch by Team White, Team Blue with Uncle Mo threatening to come on their side. Still trailing by 10, but things looking good for them as we have substitutions on both sides. Here's a three-pointer. No good. I'm gonna say last touch by Team Blue, so back over to Team White.
Look at Blue right now. They've got a lot more size and length on the floor than White, and you'd hope they'd try to get into the lane a little bit here. They've got the deficit down to 10.
Oh, just over 14 minutes left to play here in the second half. Too strong there on the jump shot. Fight for the loose ball. Team Blue says that's ours. They'll come the other way. Hanging in the air. Jumped to pass that one. Got caught in no man's land. Unselfish play, but one just going to result in a turnover to Team Blue. 10-point game. Team Blue trying to get the gap in the single digits. Already he's got one three-pointer here in the second half. Give him his second one. Trey Hall, I guess with that first name, you got to be able to hit a three-ball or two.
That's right, having himself a game here to close out this game.
Makes it a 7-point game. Team White in a little bit of a doldrums here offensively. It'll go back to Team Blue here.
A little bit of size on the floor right now for White. You see 156 there, or 166 rather. Chance Williams, good kid out of Jacksonville, Florida. Size 16 shoes, he's 14 years old. I really expect him to be a guy we hear about in Jacksonville for the next few years, particularly in that 2020 class. You think about Azubuike being there right now, and then they've got a guy coming out of the pipeline who'll be a freshman who you'll get to see next week at Rising Stars, and Jared Jones, and Chance Williams could be that next guy there in Jacksonville.
Size 16 shoe, man. Now 38 to 47 after that most recent layup. And turnover will give it to Team White.
Talk about White too, 161 here, about 6'4", 6'5" forward. Silas Mason out of Greensboro, North Carolina, likely headed to Smith High School. They've had a nice little pipeline of size during the last decade or so and put out several low to mid Division I guys. And you see Silas going to spurt probably into that 6'7", 6'8" range and be a nice player out of North Carolina's 2020 class.
You see the foul there on the screen from that play. That's going to be an easy 2 points.
Trey Hall single-handedly cutting the lead down to 7 here.
Yep. But 11 minutes, 30 seconds and counting. Trying to work on the inside. That's cut off.
See that screen there by Chance Williams. He just missed a shot, but he put toes on his butt there with that big screen. That's a big body.
That's one of those you gotta get on your teammates, man. Hey, you gotta call that one out for me. Although he's one of those players, even if the screen is called out, it's still going to have a strong effect. You got to work to get through it. Yeah. Taking them right at him and finishing. 5-point game. Team Blue SWAT team called on that one, converging on the play. It was Ronji Gordon.
Cameron Byers on that block too. Said that name a couple times this game.
Yeah.
Didn't mention much about number, I guess it's 68 there. John Wilson subbing out in blue. He's running point guard for them. I actually got a call from Daryl Bryant, who played at West Virginia, playing overseas now, and works out with John quite a bit. And I think he's going to be a nice point guard from the New York area in that 2020 class. So, anytime you have a guy that played high major ball playing professionally, co-sign on a guy, you got to give him a look. And came out here and earned it this weekend. Had a great weekend.
Talk about that DMV area. The Big Apple, New York, also known for putting some great point guards up through the ranks as well.
Really intriguing guy here with the ball too, number 70 in blue, Jair Davis, out of the Delaware area. Just big time prospect, 6'5" guard, forward, puts it on the floor, just did a little bit of everything throughout the course of the camp, and hadn't got it going from a scoring standpoint in this game, but he's very, very talented. Easily one of the top 3 or 5 guys here. Had a great weekend.
Good body of work for the weekend. Team White trying to end on a winning note, but Team Blue has other plans. They're starting to really inflict their will over the past few minutes. They're only down by 5. That three-pointer won't go from the corner. Misses the shot on one end, hustles back, gets it back.
Daniels is all over the place right now, and that's the type of motor and effort we love, particularly from a point guard. Just never quits on a play, and again, continuing to hone his skills. But talent-wise, he's definitely up there among the top guys we've seen at the point guard position right now in the 2020 class.
minutes, 38 seconds and counting. Trying to use that pivot foot to get a shot off. He was in a tough scenario, but he's fouled on the shot attempt, so that'll be another deuce for Team White. Working there along the sideline. Across. Pull up for three. Ice cream.
Abdur-Rahim, all kinds of confidence. I mean, we've seen that, him hit that shot throughout the entire travel season and a lot here at the camp as well.
He makes it a 4-point game. Cookies taken. Layup drill on the other end.
Great finish there by McDaniels. Now we're talking about a 2-point game with about 8 minutes to go.
This is what everybody that, you got a lot of supporters, family members, and those related to those playing in the game, but a lot of people that just decided to stick around for these last few All-Star games, and this is what they stayed for. Floater, no good there. Abdur-Rahim playing safety, tips it away.
That big body of Jair Davis we were talking about ties the game up with that 2-point gift there.
He talked about going to the hole. He went right at a defender. The defender, not intentionally, the defender smacked him in the face there trying to block the shot, and the defender walks away limping.
Yeah, Greg Brown, not quite as physically developed as Jair. He got the wrong end of that one.
Just good hard play on both ends, because if anything, a ticky-tack foul, and you're not gonna, make that player go to the free throw line and work for it. Because this is the camp setting, he didn't have to shoot that one. But there you see another strong take.
That was a man finish there by Jordan Toles.
He breaks the tie, making it 51-49. Got a steal, it's gonna be saved. Couldn't get the shot to go. Chose not to use the backboard there on that one.
Yeah, Jamari Smith, he had a couple of layups in the first half and missing the dunk there. Could have used that one.
Five minutes, 45 seconds. And counting here in this one, 2-point game in favor of Team White. Calling for the ISO. He gets it. Shot won't go down.
Good job of securing that rebound. Shea Evans, looks like he was going to take off down the middle there, finish it with the left hand.
He Cadillacs in there for that lay to make it 51-51.
Silas Mason answers.
Have a quick substitution. We'll take a look at an instant replay while they get that done. Talked about Degree Abdur-Rahim. He was in scoring mode as soon as he crossed with this one. Oh no, that's Shea Evans. That's Shea Evans taking it to the cup.
That's a nice little left-handed move there by Evans.
We'll cue that Abdur-Rahim one during our next break. Shots missed, rebounded by Team White. Score 51-53. .405. It's a close game, a lot of talent, so that makes for some of the buzz around here, but the DJ here on court 4 is a nice touch as well, with the music blaring in the background. 2-point game, 3 minutes, 50 seconds and counting. They'll try a three. good. Here's Evans. Evans looking to do something with it. Nice move. You can hear the smack over here in the broadcaster's booth.
Well, with the right hand that time, same result. Picks up 2 points after the foul.
Tied at 53. Just over 3 minutes left. That shot short. Team Blue can take their first lead. That one's short. Here's Evans. We call for the travel. Footwork a little too fancy for his own good there on that play. Confidence will never be a problem for Shea Evans. Very confident player. Feels like he can get the shot that he wants or needs to get every time.
Spot on with that one.
Still tied at 53. 2 minutes, 15 seconds and counting. Thinking about going inside instead. It's a free throw line jumper. Money. Silas Mason.
Mason's had himself a good second half there. No call there. Jared Davis wanted the foul. Hustles back. And he forced that missed layup, but nobody there for the rebound.
So now it's a 4-point game.
That was a 126. Chris Mayfield on that layup. He's had a good week here as well.
Evans gets it over to Hall. Hall, no good on the shot. Team White with the rebound. They've been able to bend but not break over the past few minutes. Pass ahead. Easy
Mayfield
lane.
again on the layup.
The lead is now 6.
Josiah Freeman, great pass ahead there for that bucket. How about that? Ronji Gordon, the bucket there.
Nice footwork there, the fall-away jumper there along the baseline.
Yeah, it's good to see him with that touch. He's more of a bruiser, been a big physical guy all weekend, and showed some touch there on that shot.
4-point game. Team White just looking to run a little bit of clock, a little bit of razzle-dazzle. They're content with necessarily not even having to get a shot up. They're just gonna dribble it around.
Got to take a foul here.
It's going to be tipped, long rebound, fought for, going to the deck to get it. It'll be an automatic 2.
I think they're just going to let this one run, it looks like.
So we're not done here yet. Couple more All-Star games. After this one concludes, we're seconds away, and that will do it. Your final score, Team White, 61, Team Blue, 55 here at the All-American game at the Chris Paul National Middle School Camp. We'll be back after this quick break.